All right. Well, Harvard University President Claudine Gay resigning yesterday after facing weeks of intense criticism over her handling of anti-Semitism on campus and accusations of plagiarism. In a letter to the Harvard community, Gay wrote, quote, "It's been distressing to have doubt cast on my commitments to confronting hate and to upholding scholarly rigor, and frightening to be subjected to personal attacks and threats fueled by racial animus." Civil rights activist Reverend Al Sharpton calling Gay's resignation, quote, "an attack on every black woman in this country who's put a crack in the glass ceiling." Joining me now is civil rights attorney, talk radio host, and Fox News contributor Leo Terrell. Leo, good morning.
Hi, Cheryl. Nice to meet you. Nice to see you. Glad to be here.
Good to see you. We've known each other for years. Leo, all right, talk to me about this. What is your reaction? I mean, Claudine Gay, Al Sharpton, they say that this is about race, and that's why she's been, well, quote unquote, resigned, a.k.a. fired.
Let me be very clear. Al Sharpton, the guy who is the king of the race card, has no credibility. Dr. or President Gay was selected for this job, not because of qualifications, Cheryl, but because of her race. And it kept her in the job way too long. And for Al Sharpton to opine on this situation, let me mention a couple of words. Crown Heights. He has no credibility regarding the Jewish community. There were legitimate business reasons to fire Dr. Gay. And the plagiarism, her lack of response to protect Jewish communities, and her disastrous performance at the congressional hearing. Those individuals who play the race card profit from it. And that's the only reason why they're using the race card, to try to protect her. It will not work.
What does this say about DEI initiatives, in your opinion, in general, Leo? Because it's been very clear, and Bill Ackman made this comment as well, that it was a DEI hire. She was not qualified for the job. But then you've got people like Mark Lamont Hill, who I know you know, as I know as well, who's saying, well, then we need to put another black woman in as the next president of Harvard. What's your reaction to that?
Wrong. Absolutely wrong. Look, Cheryl, I have been a civil rights attorney for 30 years. I have fought against discrimination. It is wrong to select someone based on ethnicity or skin color. And what these individuals are doing is they're basically cheapening. They're lowering the standard. Let me tell you right now, I don't want to mention any names of individuals who got jobs because of DEI. Kareem Jean-Pierre, Kamala Harris. I don't want to mention any more names. These individuals were selected for the wrong reason. And there are qualified blacks. There are qualified Hispanics. There are qualified whites. There are qualified Asians. Pick people based on qualifications, not skin color. I find it offensive as a civil rights attorney. It's not what Dr. King fought for. It's not what the civil rights movement was for. It was to select people based on character and context, not skin color.
Yeah, you're talking about equality, and that should be considered. I want to move to something else here with you, Leo, because the former president, Donald Trump, is now appealing that decision to remove him from Maine's Republican primary ballot. The Democratic Secretary of State, that's Shenna Bellows, finding Trump ineligible to appear on the ballot last week. Now, she cited the 14th Amendment's insurrection clause. So the appeal is now going to Maine Supreme Court. It's probably going to end up in the Supreme Court. He's also expected to appeal a similar ruling made by the Colorado Supreme Court. That will go to the U.S. Supreme Court. What is all of your thoughts? As Leo, we would like to welcome you officially to 2024, which is a presidential election year.
Save this tape. 30 years of being a civil rights lawyer, a constitutional lawyer. Donald Trump is going to win his appeal, not only on the Maine decision, on the Colorado decision. Why? Because he was denied due process, because he has never been charged with insurrection. He's never been found guilty of insurrection. Cheryl, everyone in this country knows this was a political move made by the Secretary of State. It was a political move made by the Colorado Supreme Court. It is offensive as a lawyer to play politics with the law. Donald Trump is being treated differently than anyone else. If they go after Donald Trump, they can go after you and I, because the Democrats are using the legal system to maintain power and control. If you want to defeat Donald Trump, defeat him at the polls, not in the courtroom.
Leo Terrell, it's always a pleasure to have you on the show. It's good to see you, Leo.